So this is underneath, looking at the transmission. Did a lot of work underneath here yesterday. There's all the cooling lines, linkage for the shifting right there, and drive lines hooked up to the transfer case. Anyway, wiring looms. Yeah, it don't seem like much, but holy smokes, it took me all day long. All day long. A lot of stuff. Anyways, I got that thing all in there. Done. So all my work that's left is going to be up here. That's my next challenge, is to get that rat's nest of wiring all bundled up and then get that fender on there. So I just got the two fenders and then the front core support stuff. Okay, one thing when I was just showing that video, as I was shooting it, I was looking under here and I noticed the seal wasn't in. I forgot I didn't hammer that thing in there. I was going to check and make sure this hole was on the bottom. And anyway, I'm glad I saw that. But look at the mess. That's the mess that seal caused. That's all yucky, oily dirt everywhere, all the way around. Even on the exhaust. That's what my head wiped off yesterday, the back of my hair. I was wondering why when I had a bunch of sand in my hair, that's where it's from. So anyway, I don't know if you guys noticed that when I was just showed that last segment, but I did. And then I was going to show one more thing, because one of the things that took me forever yesterday was these cooling lines. One of these cooling lines is brand new, and the way it routes by the engine, I had to get that thing in there, which was hard because it was bent quite an angle. And then when it was right up against the oil pan, and you can't leave it like that, so I had to get it in there and then use a couple different tools, pry bars, to hold it in one spot and bend it in another to get it away from that oil pan. And then these two lines were touching together, so I just took a piece of hose, sliced it, and put it around there, so now these hoses, these two lines aren't rubbing against each other. You know, because after 200,000 miles, the rubbing against each other, there's going to be a hole there. So you want to fix that kind of stuff. And then I had one other problem with those lines, because I actually had to take some stuff apart and reroute it. And it was because I'd put all this let's go around this way. Put all these hoses and the core support in. That's the lower radiator hose right there. There's the engine. I don't know if you could get oriented, but anyways, here's those lines coming around there. And this line, let me fix this real quick. I can't talk and think at the same time. But this line right here, the for the transmission cooler, those ones I was just showing you, it comes out around the side of the motor. I had this one underneath this hose, and it was pinching the thing real tight. So I actually had to take this loose and take some stuff apart, and then reroute that thing on the other side of this hose. So now everybody's happy. We're in the right spot. And there's the bottom of couple of grounds on each side of the motor right there. And my battery's dead, so we're done. Got the passenger fender on there. And all the accessories buttoned up real good. I painted that battery tray with that rust-proof paint. The rust changing paint. And then the body, which the rust kind of transferred, you know, the battery acid kind of wanted the rust part of the body, so I did white. So anyway, all that stuff's on that side. Everything's bolted down on the course support. And on this side, I just wanted to show the wiring. It's in a little bit better shape. It still looks like a mess, but these two here for the battery. One of those computers mounts up right there. One of them big wires mounts up to a computer here. And the main fuse box has a cover that goes over it, so that gets a little more pretty. And the rest of these wires kind of snap down onto the splash shield once that's in here. So that's it in a nutshell. This here is a wire for the tuner, and that's a wire for the amp, which I don't have in there. So it looks like a mess, but if you just stop and look at it, you can sort it out. It goes right back where it belongs. So here we go. Get the other fender on. Well, looky here. It's on the ground. It's on the ground, and now I'm freaking out. I don't even want to start it now. I'm scared. Scared something's going to be wrong. Scared I'm going to have to take something back apart. I might as well put the air filter in it before I fire it up. And I'll leave the hood off and the grill and the bumper for now. Let's get it running. I've got some Royal Purple break-in oil in it. I decided I was going to go ahead and run break-in oil, you know, for the first little bit. I got 2 quarts of transmission fluid in the transfer case. I put 1 quart in the transmission, and I'll have to add to it. I got no water in it yet. It's like 25 gallons of friggin' water fluid that goes in that system. So, you know, there's going to be pretty much all of 3 gallons. And 25 gallons. I say 25 gallons, 25 quarts anyways. It works out to like 6-7 gallons, something like that. Oh boy. But yeah, it all went together. It's all done. It's ready to roll. So I might as well get the air filter on there, and then we'll see if it wants to fire up. Well, suppose let's see what happens. I kind of don't want it to fire up yet until I see a little oil pressure. That would be nice. But it's probably about ready to fire. Come on, oil pressure. Should have a battery charger on here, I suppose. It's kind of low. See if I get some oil pressure. May even need oil pressure before it will start. I'm not sure. Come on, baby. Let's do something. I did put water in it. And I did go up there and hit the plunger for the fuel, try and get some of the fuel up into the filter. So I'm not sure if that means I'm seeing oil pressure now, but maybe so. Maybe not. Maybe I should be turning the key on and off, cycle the fuel pump. Remember on the Ford, I just had to keep doing that and doing that and doing that. I'm not going all the way off. Maybe I should be. Yeah, I think I better put the charger on there. Alright, got the charger. Let's try this again. Battery's no good, dang it. Nope, no good. Alright, here we go. Let's try again. I've been plunging that fuel plunger out there. I'll probably go do it again. Bouncing up with pressure. I'm thinking that's showing oil pressure up for me. Come on, baby. Yep, better go plunge that fuel thing again. So I probably should be hitting that bleeder screw and letting air out of there as I do that. I'm not sure what's going on. But never mind. There she goes. Now let's go outside and look for bad smoke. Nothing so far, it looks good. Damn good. Smells clean. Woo. Make your eyes water though. Now we look up here for bad stuff. We don't want no bad stuff. And I got a check engine light on, and that's because I got that EGR unhooked. I'll be able to read a code for that and check that out for sure. Got tons of oil pressure, which is what it should have, you know, for cold. Anyway, good. Fires up. Just like it should. Just like it should. So let's see, I'm not sure what I'm going to do at the moment now. Probably finish putting the hood on it. I don't want to run it in here too much, it's going to just be nasty. Cool. Sounds good. Sounds smooth. It's been running pretty good. I put about 500 miles on it. No leaks yet. Right now it's on a warm-up mode. I just started it up in the morning. So far so good. Seems to have, you know, decent power. I haven't really got on it much, but I don't need to. And you know, oil pressure, water temp, transmission temp, that stuff's all been good. I got the check engine light on because the intake heater is gone now and the EGR is gone, and the tuner I have doesn't exclude that stuff. So anyway, whatever, I live with the tuner I have or get a new one just so that light's gone. You know, one thing about it I noticed is the exhaust is a little more potent since that EGR delete is on there. It's got a little more you know, potent exhaust. Reminds me of the old school diesel compared to what the new ones are. You can't hardly tell they're a diesel. Well, you can tell this one's a diesel. So. But yeah, I'm happy. I think I'm going to call it done. Good to go.